Welcome to News Now on TV360. I'm Tinuade Salami. The Nigerian government says it has again met with the parents and relatives of the over 200 kidnapped Chibok schoolgirls in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, northeast Nigeria. The meeting, which was held behind closed doors in the early hours Thursday, was to brief the family members of the abducted girls on recent efforts by the government and the Nigerian military to rescue their daughters. The girls were abducted by members of the dreaded Islamic sect Boko Haram in their school government secondary school, Chibok, Borno State, on April 14 last year. A statement by the special advisor to the Minister of Power, Olawale Rashid, says the government, through its representative, has intimidated the parents about its efforts so far to secure the release of the girls. Meanwhile, President Goodluck Jonathan says the abducted Chibok girls are still alive. Speaking on a program on African Independent Television AIT, the president doused fears that the girls may be dead on the basis the Boko Haram has not shown any video on the girls in recent time. The leader of the terrorist group had in one of the sect videos in the past claimed to have married off the girls and even threatened to sell some as slave brides. Jonathan said the country now has up to 65% of what is needed to prosecute the war against the insurgents. The president also said his administration has launched the Victim Support Fund, which is managed by the private sector to aid the rehabilitation of the girls. Surrender or you die. That is the message from the president of Chad, Idris Deby, to Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau. The Chadian president said he now knows the whereabouts of Shekau, and if he doesn't give up, he will suffer the same fate as a compatriot. The Chadian army had killed over 100 Boko Haram fighters while liberating Dikwa, a village that is 85 kilometers from Maiduguri. Many of the terrorists who were arrested were found hidden in wardrobes. At least 42 people have been reported dead in Kogi State owing to the cerebral spinal meningitis, the State Minister of Health has said. Director of Disease Control of the state, Aliyu Usman Bunza, said the victims are from 5 local governments of namely Jega, Agungu, Gwangu, Aliru, and Zuru. He added that 46 cases and 3 deaths were recorded at Jega, 6 cases and no death in Agungu. Gwandu had 36 cases and no death, while Zuru had 5 deaths and 17 cases. Director of Immunization and Disease Control, Hussein Sahabi, says sleeping in overcrowded and unventilated rooms are the reasons for the rapid outbreak of the disease in the state. Nigeria's main opposition party, the All Progressive Congress APC, has slammed the ruling People's Democratic Party PDP over its rejection of the use of card reader during the forthcoming general elections that have been shifted to 28 and April 11. In a statement issued in Lagos Thursday, APC spokesman Lai Mohammed said the PDP's opposition to the use of card readers in the elections demonstrates that the ruling party is doing all it could to either prevent the election from holding or to rig it. The PDP had at a press conference rejected the use of the card readers, arguing the system has not been properly tested for its use in the election. 16 other political parties have also threatened to sue INEC if it is chosen to go ahead with the use of the card readers. Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose has described the opposition of the All Progressive Congress APC to the possible removal of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Atairu Jega, as mere comedy. He said President Jonathan has the right and power to sack Jega if he so wished, and that the heavens will not fall. The governor, in a statement issued Wednesday by a spokesperson, Larry Olayinka, said the APC should not stop acting as if Nigeria belongs to the party, adding that members of the APC who are opposed to Jega's removal have their own agenda. Governor Fayose described Jega as partisan, saying by his actions and utterances, Jega had already demonstrated his bias in support of the APC. It is not only Governor Fayose who is calling for the removal of the INEC chairman. The Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign State of Biafra, MASOB, says it will resist election in the south if the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Tairo Jega, refuses to go. In a press conference held at the MASOB headquarters in Owerri, Imo State, MASOB leader Ralph Uwazurike said the resolve of his group stemmed from allegations of bias against the INEC boss. In his address entitled "Jega Must Go," Uwazurike said if the INEC chairman should conduct the general elections, it would lack credibility and unavoidably put the nation into serious crisis, adding that the safety of lives and property of the Igbo people in the north and other parts of Nigeria would be targeted for destruction. A former governor of Kogi State being prosecuted for alleged 11 billion naira contract scam is also being accused of ordering a security aid to assault an operative of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Spokesperson of the EFCC, Wilson Iwojaren, said Abubakar Aldu, who is being prosecuted at the Federal Capital Territory High Court by the EFCC Wednesday, ordered his security aid to assault an operative of the EFCC, Aruna Ashade, for daring to take his photograph in court. The former governor is yet to react to the assault claim. We'll take a short break right now. When we come back, News Now continues.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on TV360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Welcome back. Nigeria's latest fuel crisis is almost over. Major oil marketers have resumed supply of petrol after they reached an agreement with the government for the payment of their subsidy claims and the difference in their importation cost as a result of the devaluation of the naira. The agreement will see the marketers receive 30 billion naira as a foreign exchange differentials in addition to the subsidy payment.
We all know what has happened in terms of the tightness, but it's easing off. And it's easing off because of the massive movement we have been doing in the last 2 days. 2nd of March was Monday. We supplied 132 trucks to Lagos as major marketers from major marketers installation. This is not inclusive of what went from NMPC depots and DAPMA depots and ITMA moving products. Only majors moved 132 and 87 were moved from us also to Abuja on Monday. Yesterday we did 135 to Lagos and we increased the volume coming to Abuja. Yesterday we moved 139, which is a higher figure than the 87 we did on Monday. Just to tell you that we have the volumes available and we are moving. Abuja will take normally about 3 to 4 days before trucks get here. So we are hopeful that before we get to the weekend, Lagos is already easing out. I live in Lagos and I can tell you that by tomorrow evening, Lagos should see a better atmosphere at the retail outlets. In Abuja, give or take Friday, we should see a lot of improvement.
Between when we held the meeting last week, Wednesday, and now, which is just about a week, LCs that have been opened by the banks is over $500 million in 1 week. And $500 million in 1 week naturally will tell you that that's far, at least over 600 million liters of PMS, not even other product, of PMS that has been ordered. We would like to still appeal to all of you here, the marketers, and say that if there is any bank, I know they will not refuse to, or delay your LCs, but if there is anyone whose LCs are being delayed, feel free to reach us. You have our numbers, and we will appeal to them. What we're doing here is appealing to them. Yes, they have issues that they have raised, and as much as possible, those issues have been resolved, and the CMA herself will also corroborate the fact that payments are being made. And but I mean, in summary, I'd like to say that there's no need for panic buying. When everybody rushes through the door at the same time, there could be a problem. Let's be orderly. Let's go about our business the normal way, and let's consume petrol the normal way we would normally do. And I'm sure once we do this, everyone will be happy, and there will be no need for anyone thinking that there's any shortage from any angle.
The marketers are here. We will pay them the exchange rate differentials that have been calculated by PPPRA. Already today, we're ready to release 30 billion from that, and we'll do more on top of that tomorrow as soon as we receive the numbers from PPPRA. But more importantly, the SDNs, we have calculated, as I said, I want to repeat the numbers. In December 2nd and 31st, we paid 320 billion naira to marketers. Since then, the total that has been finalized by PPPRA, as you know, these things keep coming in on a rolling basis. What we have on hand now that we owe is 185 billion. Of that amount, we are issuing sovereign debt notes, SDNs, which is the instrument with which we pay the marketers, to the tune of 100 billion. And so they are here. We've had a chance to talk to ourselves, so we will issue that shortly. They have actually been prepared by the DMO, and we have them here. So this is as good as money, and there are smiles on their faces, I can see. So I think with that, on the financial side, we've also closed the loop. So we've brought everybody here together at the instance of Mr. President, because he wants Nigerians to know that he's working on this issue, and that he doesn't want people to be suffer unduly, and the government wants to solve the situation quickly. And now we have that solution in hand. Financially, all of them are here. We're speaking with one voice. We've solved it. With regard to the banks, the governor has worked very hard to make sure that they all issue the LCs. And I want to sincerely thank also our colleagues from the NMPC and PPPRA, because on their own side, they're also making sure that their cargoes come in. And finally, the marketers physically have pledged that the volume, not that it's coming. We already have cargoes in here ready to discharge on their way to Abuja, on their way to Port Harcourt, on their way to Lagos. So I would really like to round up by saying thanks to Nigerians for their patience, and we think this situation will be over in the next, by the end of this week.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has established a 300 billion real sector support facility to foster output growth, value-added productivity and job creation in Nigeria. In administering the facility, an all-interest rate charge of 9% per annum is payable on a quarterly basis. Specifically, the Apex Bank shall be entitled to earn 3% as interest as the banks a 6% spread. CBN says the facility guidelines, which are posted on its website, will be used to support large enterprises for startups, as well as expansion and financial needs of 500 million naira up to maximum of 10 billion naira. There are sector activities targeted by the facility of manufacturing, agricultural value chain, and selected service subsectors. According to CBN, the fund is to improve access to Nigeria SMEs to fast-track the development of the manufacturing, agricultural value chain and services subsectors of the Nigerian economy, increase output, generate employment, diversify the revenue base, increase foreign exchange earnings, and provide input for the industrial sector on a sustainable basis. Nigeria's federal government has disclosed plans to raise 95 billion naira by selling bonds with maturities ranging between 5 and 20 years. The Debt Management Office DMO has said, according to the DMO, it will raise 35 billion naira in 5-year bonds and 30 billion naira each in the 10 and 20 years bonds, which will be auctioned on March 11, 2015. DMO on Wednesday said all the bonds are reopenings of previous issues, and the result of the auction is expected to be published on its website March 12, while settlement date is March 13. DMO added that successful bidders would pay a price corresponding to the yield to maturity bid that clears the volume being auctioned, plus any accrued interest on the instrument. Meanwhile, analysts say the yields on fixed income securities such as bonds and treasury bills would remain attractive this year as the government is expected to borrow more. And the U.S. ambassador to South Korea has been slashed in the face and reached by a knife-wielding Korean nationalist shouting for unification of the divided peninsula. The attack occurred Thursday morning at a breakfast meeting in Seoul, but the envoy Mark Lippert was not seriously hurt. Lippert, 32, was also caught on his feet and with blood spattered over the breakfast table. The attacker has been identified as Kim In-young. Security officers subdued him, one pinning him down with a shoe and his neck until he was arrested. The United States condemned the act of violence, which saw the ambassador rushed to the hospital where his condition was described as stable after 2.5 hours of surgery that included 80 stitches to a deep gash on his right cheek. And in the world of sport and news now, the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has charged the Flying Eagles of Nigeria to win the 2015 African Youth Championship holding in Senegal. NFF Deputy Secretary General Emmanuel Ikpeme told the players before the team's departure for Senegal that the entire country is looking up to them to win the championship. Ikpeme told the boys not to expect any easy game, especially as they face host Senegal in their first match. Coach of the Flying Eagles assured the NFF that the team would take a winning attitude to the championship and they would not underrate any team. Barcelona player Sergio Busquets will miss Barcelona's La Liga match at home to Rayo Vallecano due to a sprained ankle. 23-year-old Busquets, who has become an important player for the Catalan Giants this season, had cooped the injury in Barca's 3-1 triumph over Villarreal. A statement from the club confirmed the injury report and expressed uncertainty about the likely date for the player's return. Barcelona may have to prosecute two of their most important matches this season without the defensive midfielder. The matches are against Manchester City and Real Madrid. And that ends the news on News Now on TV360. I'm Tinua Adesalami. Thanks for watching.